And hello. This was unscheduled. I got a love reading, emergency love reading. It's so damn
Power
enigmatic.
on. Bluetooth pairing mode.
Pairing mode. Yes, it is a window of opportunity. Here comes love knocking at someone's door. Now, I have a feeling that this applies to not many signs. So, for those who are love-minded, let's get introduced to Love Island. I feel something in the air. I was sitting here thinking and getting ready for my appointment, and I started channeling Usher. I love love, and I'm bad at it. I can't keep up with these bad habits. Had way too many one nights. Messing up my love life. All right, those are the lyrics. I had to pull it up so that I knew exactly what it was saying. I'm sorry, I did kind of still paraphrase. Uh, yeah, that's what it was. Then it went to something with eyes closed on my mama. Missy Elliott, Nobody's Perfect. There were quite a few songs. I can't remember them all, but those were in the shuffle. So we're gonna hop right into this emergency love reading. I have pink tarot so that we can be very clear. And intuitive message before we get started on the cards. Hopefully this confirms everything I'm saying to you. All right. So we've made mistakes, all right? And love has no it does have a limit, but there's no statute. Understood? Yeah. All right. So while we've made mistakes, love is still possible if we could shirk off some of the bad habits. There was something about oh my mama. She's talking about inheriting certain traits and characteristics and body parts. Okay, so a lot of what we are understanding, we learn from our parents. And it's time to unlearn the toxic love that you know and time to build the love that you now are aware of. There are possibilities. The perfect person is out there for you, but they're not perfect, as you're not either. So let's keep that in mind as we pick people and places and things that go along with our journey. And try not to take on any haters. A lonely person does not want you to have someone that you can be with instead of them. Keep that in mind. It's nothing worse than saying you're about to commit and the person next to you has not committed to anything but the next episode. They're going to want somebody to watch with, and they're willing to uh, sacrifice your partner for you if you're not willing to. So keep those things in mind. So, when I was talking about bad habits, I'm talking about the things that you have become familiar with doing in dating, which hasn't gotten you very far at all. And I'll let you keep in mind that some bad habits are serial daters. People that always have to have a date are wasting money, time, and resources. How many clothing changes? How many laundry? Uh, uh, loads will you do because you got to keep changing clothes because you don't want to keep wearing the same clothes on these dates because you keep changing these people, right? If you actually took care of something for a long time, like those jeans you refuse to throw away, you could actually have something and it won't be raggedy. This is your love intuitive message. Always take care of what you love or what, get, or I should say, prepare to take care of what you love. That way you don't flip it, bag it, you don't bag it, flip it, and fumble it. That, yeah. Young and May, that's from her. Yeah. We don't want to be fumbling anything because a lot of us only watch football. We don't catch, we don't throw, and we don't run. So, when I'm saying this is to say a lot of us are not willing to do the work it takes to actually be in a healthy relationship. We want to actually just go on and mix the water and get Kool-Aid, but there's often no sugar. Have you tasted sugarless Kool-Aid? It's not good. And it dyes your inside. So if you should stain your insides, make sure it's nice love. Like beta carotene, that dyes it, but it's actually supposed to be helping for treatment. You don't want to be dyeing up your insides with all this toxic love, and you've got nothing but diabetes to show for it. Don't let that go over your head. That's disease. So yeah, let's try our best to do the work it takes to make a good team. A lot of you are more faithful to a sorry football team, basketball team, soap opera where the person supposed to die and never dies always comes back in the next episode as something else. A lot of you are more faithful to those things than you are to the next human being next to you, and you wonder why you don't keep people. That's real. So, moving right along in this love reading, I'm just giving you some maintenance facts so that you could backtrack and get that lady or that man back. If we're not going into the past, let's move on to the future and cut those cords. You should not be viewing anyone on social media, looking up their information, going on to K search, or filing false reports or spreading false information about someone that you are no longer with. This is called, not getting the hell over it. And it's not healthy for anyone when you have attachments that aren't healthy, and you need to give yourself closure, because guess what? You're really not entitled to an explanation. And that's the truth. You're not entitled to an explanation unless it's something in the court of law in which could get you into some trouble or get you out of some trouble. That's the information that you're entitled to. As far as anyone's personal choices, eh, it depends
Power
on.
off.
Oh, shoot. We're powering out. So it all depends on the investment you make and the conversation you have at the beginning of these relationships. And it's very important that once the contract is breached, you need to head on out, because a person is going to disrespect you if you continue to stay past the contract, right? So once it's null and nilch, you need to hit the hills. Respect yourself so that others can respect you. All right. So with this love reading, we're going to get to some mushy stuff. All right. I usually don't do love readings because I don't like to go into that territory. But here we are. We're going into it because love is coming. And honestly, I've been beating it off with a stick. I lie to you not. But eventually, I guess, I think I'm ready to commit to a puppy. I think a puppy would be a nice addition to the home. Definitely. So yeah, love reading for us today. How are you? It is October the 5th. This is Taurus's super moon. It is very illuminated. It will be in the sky. I went outside this morning and I saw that the sky looked like it was like a torn up stuffed animal. It was like all the insides were all over the sky. So I was looking at the clouds and I was like, who's torn up? Who's getting rid of their old teddy bears so that they can make room for new teddy bears? Me. I love teddy bears. I like little gifts like that. So, yeah, we're going into Love Island. Someone is. Hopefully by Christmas, someone has a big fat rock on their hand or they're leading up to it. Doesn't have to be a rock, it could be a perfect solid band. Doesn't have to be extravagant. It has to be well intended and well within the scope of the person, right? Let's do this. So, welcome to Love Island. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. When she's gone too long. Anytime she goes away. Hey, hey. I know, no, 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 I know. He know. 'Cause ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's gone too long. Anytime she goes away. All right. And that is a shout out to Bill Withers. Yeah. He is great at these infidelity songs, but he's also letting you know that a man has feelings too, and a man worries, and a man is, wondering too. Actually, they actually do it a lot more. They like go into spy mode like easily. So, just a heads up for you ladies, the men are into it way deeper than what you think. Is just they have the poker face. It's a reason why more men play poker face. They're honing their skills with us. Men are very empathetic. They are. Don't let this go over your head. So, with that being said, this is more for air signs, but I know a lot of us have that in our planetary alignment. But I'm thinking Aquarius, Pisces, Scorpio. Scorpio's been a leading thing. Something about that passion, right? So, okay, let's go. All right, so we've got the Two of Cups. What I tell you, it's about love. Someone has love on their mind. And yeah, if you are open to love, I say go for it. It is something about the body. It's something about the rhythm of things. And you see how it has that medical sign in the middle? Love is going to be therapeutic for someone coming up here in these next few seasons. I say give it to Sagittarius season. Well, actually, this is next. It's next up. Saggies, you're up next. So I say we're going to start making some real intentions, even if it's just mental, by Sag season. And the answer is yes. Duality, togetherness, settling of energy, union, love, balance. Yep. Unified love, partnership, mutual attraction, proposal, marriage, connection. So I say get those ring sizes. Start thinking about colors. Start thinking about who's not coming, who's not invited. Start throwing away the advice that you thought you had. Start throwing away those old conventional thoughts that you used to apply to marriage. Remember all the things that you saw in the last 10 years that you don't want to apply, and think of all the things that you do and come to some type of agreement with yourself and apply that actively as you go, even in just saying hi to people. Think about it. Am I giving highs away? What am I giving away? Am I giving my energy away? Am I giving looks away? What am I doing? Even with self-pleasure, you want to kind of, when you're getting ready for union, it's good to abstain, but it's also good to make sure that you're not over-exercising yourself, because you still want to seek connection with a person. When you look into their eyes, you want to be able to ask questions that you actually want the answer to. You're not asking questions because you're going through the motions of just being there. Because like I said, a lot of people have serial dated, so they have like checklists and stuff, and it becomes real mechanical. So they're really not asking interesting questions, and they're not really interested in the answer. They're interested in the result. So let's not do that, and let's go in not looking for temporary satisfaction. Let's go in looking for the soul of the other person, because ultimately X is a soul exchange. So you want to not spread your energy. Think of yourself like a precious diamond. And if you turned that diamond into several beautiful pieces, would you really just hand it out to anyone? And would you like to see it? You got to be able to deal with giving a necklace away, because if that person should go off and be with someone else, you have to be able to appreciate that necklace as it passes you by, because you'll never hold that necklace again. But it should be still so beautiful that you're appreciative of the piece you gave away, if that makes any sense. So let's go to the second card, because this is a beautiful read, and I love love. It's just that I haven't been trying to touch it since I've touched the cards, because I want to be sure, because love is a very serious thing for me. All right, water air. Water air. I said Pisces, right? I said Pisces, Scorpio, Aquarius. I love this. Okay, so we've got the Queen of Swords, and you see it says water air there. You see at the top there, it says water air, and it says, oh, third deacon Libra. Third deacon Virgo, second deacon Libra, and it's a maybe. Unbiased judgment, independent, clear boundaries, direct communication, clear-minded, perceptive. This is exactly what I was talking about. You see, it has the deacons, but it also has the water air energy, right? You see those. This is what this is: water, air. So what I was saying about having the, and I didn't go into judgment yet. So what I was saying about unbiased judgment, as far as going into unified love and the body parts, and knowing what you like and what you don't like, so that you don't get there and are in constant judgment as you're there and overthinking. Because a person sees, body language is way louder than the words. This is how psychologists mostly work. The things you say without wording, the choices you make in food, the choices you make in peers, colors, all those things come way before you said anything. So be mindful of that. Communication looks a lot like not talking. It really is. Like, from the time you're born, people are watching your body movements, your blinks, your thinks, your heart palpitations. Like, often you communicated a lot way before you've said anything. So yeah, the unbiased judgment. Like, a lot of times things don't work out, and I'll like add in my own personal experience. A lot of times, a lot people don't understand, and a lot of people have not understood me, because they tend to be surface people. A lot of people like tend to judge by surface things. Sorry, this little hook is here and it's bothering me. Okay, so a lot of people tend to judge off of surface things, because and when you're a quiet person, people just go off your looks and they communicate based off of that. But there's a catch 22, because you still have to talk to a person. Don't assume just because you've already judged the book that there isn't any depth in there. Trust me, I've seen a lot of books with silly covers, but if you've opened it up, it has some good tips and points. It doesn't have to be a full, scary looking novel in order for you to get points. Check out the 101 section, the 101 for Dummies DIY section in Walmart. Those books are really, really thin, but they offer like oodles of information. So keep these things in mind. So you can't be really superficial. So unbiased judgment, independent, clear boundaries. Definitely always want to set clear boundaries with you, yourself, and others. You have to let people know what they can't do in your relationships, and you also have to let the person you're in a relationship know as well. And it's better to talk to a person than about them, and that goes for inside and out the relationship. If not, you're wasting everybody's time and breath and energy. So yeah, this was the Queen of Swords energy. That was the second that came out after the Two of Cups, which represents trying to balance out the energy in love, not offering dirty offers, and being able to be with your partner without prejudging them, because you definitely need to communicate. Even though there is wordless communication, there should be a word, especially if you can talk. There's no excuse. They have typing apparatus, they have text. There's a way to communicate. A hug is communication, kiss is communication. Lack of a hug and lack of a kiss is also communication. Let's get through it. All right, so we got the Queen of Pentacles. We're still watering. We're still watering. Water and earth. Third decan Sagittarius, second decan Capricorn. So we are wildly fiery earth. Okay, that was confirmation. Did you hear that go by? All right, nurturing, practical, providing financially, and a working parent. So, for those of us who are dating with kids, definitely be mindful of the kids' schedule, and the fact that kids do change depending on. I realized the other day that I don't believe my sons wanted me to date. Some kids will be issues when it comes to dating, so be mindful of your kids, have talks with your kids, and just pay attention to what's going on. I'm not saying that you shouldn't date because your kid doesn't like it, but just pay attention to what goes on, because you could be creating a toxic environment. And pay attention to your older kids, or set clear boundaries with your older kids, because they can be pretty divisive, especially after they turn a certain age where they're able to learn strategies of manipulation. Yeah. Fortunately, but unfortunately, these kids have been exposed to lots of internet, Roblox, and everything. So manipulation it's in the cartoons, it's everywhere. So yes, be mindful and put nothing past your little ones. They're adults in training. Okay. So now we have the next card, which is 4, which actually is meditation. And it's great because a lot of times when you're going into a relationship, you do have to step back and you do have to gain perspective, and you do have to get yourself in line. Sometimes you don't want to be talking too reckless. You don't want to bring the wrong information into it, and you don't want to leave out too much information. You want things to be as transparent as humanly possible without making it uncomfortable. So yes, definitely take your time. This is third decan Cancer. This is all water. See, we've got a lot of water on the board, which means that we are definitely in our feelings. Somebody is really feeling mushy. Somebody is ready for love. Somebody is wanting kisses, wanting touches, but there's still work to do. There's still work to do. All right, so the meditation is to step back to actually see, can you give your partner what they're requiring? Are you willing to sacrifice your pride and your ego to submit to your partner? And this is male and female, because it looks different for everybody. This is what a lot of people don't understand. This stuff looks different for everybody depending on your needs and your wants, and everybody's different. Some things work for people, you understand? Some things don't work. Sometimes the woman is more masculine and the man is more feminine, but they're still an equal partner. Sometimes it's even. Sometimes the woman is just that and the man is just that, and that's ideal. And I love that. That's a great. Yeah, that was great. Oh, so that's ideal. Oh, is somebody coming after me? Come right, because I'm not playing. So yeah, this is definitely marriage minded. We're going to Love Island. I don't know what's going on. When I get about to 500 subs, I'm definitely going to introduce Love Island. I am definitely going to start taking us on short little neural trips to Love Island so we can get prepared for marriage, right? Okay. Those ladies out here, I don't know what kind of, if you're going to have a traditional or if you're not going to have a traditional, but I think you should start thinking of colors and silhouettes and ways in which you want to solidify your union. For me, I like simple, but yeah, who knows? And at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Lovers. That's cool, right? And I didn't even shuffle. I'm just picking them off the top. All right, so the next card out is a Five of Swords. So this signals some kind of conflict, and the answer to that is no. So conflict, disagreements, competition, defeat, winning at all costs, sneakiness, bullies, theft, abusive relationships. All right, so when you're going into your union, be careful of the bridezillas or the groomzillas, the ones who get so anxious that they start projecting all these insecurities everywhere. And also, you have to be mindful that people get in competition once they know that you're in love. Somebody wants to take you girls, someone to take your guy, somebody all of a sudden remembers, oh, I thought they were the love of my life, and they try to start like messing up your whole process, even though you've already decided to lock in. So now somebody wants to undo it for you, right? Be it your family, because sometimes family can be they like see you about to be happy, and they're like, if she gets happy or if he gets happy, I will no longer have access. I will no longer be able to walk in and out of their home or walk in and out of their bedroom or walk in and out of their life. I won't be able to borrow $5 because her and her man or him and his woman are going to have boundaries. They're going to have plans, and I'm not going to be able to come and interrupt that, and they're not going to drop things for me. So you have to be sure about what you're going into and your surrounding people, because some people are haters, and they definitely don't want you to get no good loving, because good loving results in good bank accounts, good food, um good trips, a good life. Like, how dare you try to be happy without me or before me or in spite of me? How dare that? And God forbid your partner looks better than someone else's, or you look better than the competition. Be real. So definitely get on the level. Like, get someone that's on your level. Get someone that garners just much attention as you. Get someone that knows the deal. Get someone that's got your back, behind your back, in your face, around the track. Like, get somebody who is, y'all done shook hands, look, you mine, and vice versa, because y'all gotta go at it like y'all, that's your partner in crime. Like, seriously, like, that is your partner. That's your partner for everything. That's the person that you're supposed to be able to let your hair down with, literally. Like, that's the person that's going to be there if you like fart in your sleep. Make sure that they're not looking at you side-eyed when you wake up. Like, that's your person. So yes, going into Love Island, just be mindful of the competition and the jealousy and the comparison, and from the outside on and on the inside. Like, you can get into a food off, or just having a conversation about politics can have you mad with your partner for the rest of the day. So just be mindful of the small competition that might arise, and that's unhealthy when you see your partner as competition or an enemy or an op. So once you start to view your partner as that, it's time to withdraw, because that signifies a need to protect yourself, and it might not be your partner that's actually affecting you. It might be you. It might be some trust issues you had that's resurfacing. So you don't want anybody to like suffer because you have some internal crap going on, and you're not addressing it or dealing with it, or you're not even talking to your partner about it. You're talking about it with everybody else, and your partner's in it. Like, give them a chance to defend, of course. All right, so we're almost on. We're on a 6 card. Okay, so we've got 7. So somebody's in it for the long term, till death do us part, honey. I do. I love you. Yeah, so we've got the 7, long-term view, hard work, perseverance, diligence, sustainable results, investment. Okay, so this is the 7. 7 is the completion. Looks like we've got good numbers here. We've got 2. Oh, we've got, okay, 2, 4, 5, 7. So we've skipped, somebody's skipping a couple of steps, but either way, we've got the 7 to completion. So maybe you didn't skip the steps, you killed 2 birds in 1 stone. Yeah, because we got 2 queens out here. Okay. So you got the Queen of Pentacles. That's the money queen, and the queen that'll cut you off. So we're going into a union knowing that we can cut. Is nothing to cut them off. So that's healthier than having a union where it's deemed unconditional, where a person can get away with murder in the relationship. No, we're not doing that. That's not healthy love. You mess up, you don't have a relationship. And that, I think that's the way it was supposed to be designed, where the fear of God makes you stay in your relationship, not the fear of man or the fear of anybody else or the fear of money or the fear of that. We're supposed to be like the penguins, like locked in once we lock in. So yeah, that's what it was supposed to be intended for anyway. I mean, we're human, so there are fallacies and we all have free will, but yeah, we're not supposed to see. I don't think penguins cheat so they can lock in like that. So yeah, the life of the penguin. And I think that's why I think Pandora, there were a few jewelry places that started making penguin pendants. And there's a lot, there's significance to the penguins and the ducks and certain animals that mate for life. They don't go off, and you don't see a Darkwing Duck down the street at Darkwing Daisy's house. Daisy's a cow, and yeah, Goofy Land. But yeah, yeah. So that is the reason why things are set up that way. So yeah, with the Seven of Pentacles, long-term view, hard work, perseverance, diligence, sustainable results, investment. So when this couple or these couples, because like I was saying a few readings back, we're getting ready for divine unions to happen. A lot of people are breaking up. They're not making up. People are starting to realize, what the hell am I here for? I'm not completely happy. I chose you because society said I should choose you, not because you make my life happy, not because I'm happy with you, not because I can keep up with you. I chose you because society said that I should be with this person, or my mom agreed, or my sister doesn't feel intimidated by you, or my brother doesn't feel intimidated by you, or my father doesn't feel like you're going to take my job. It's like, if you're dating based on everybody else around you's insecurities, you've already jacked up. Don't date, because no one has time to fight ghosts. Like, a lot of people get in relationships and you're comparing them to people who aren't even in a room, who you wouldn't even sleep with, who you shouldn't even sleep with anyway. So a lot of couples break up because the other couple is fighting the ghost of whatever's in that other person's head, and that's tomfoolery. That's taking out your gangster fantasies on someone that shouldn't even be having to be abused, because you're like highly abusive in your brain. So yeah, definitely the union that's coming together is going to be long term. They're gonna be no limit. So I don't know what that is. Someone does not want me to get love. I think that's what it is. And sorry, you're not gonna stop this. I can't wait. I'm picturing someone very tall, very masculine, not too much masculine, but very fun, very open minded, very honest, and really, 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 I don't know. Yeah. He'll have to know. Okay, so yeah. So I know for me, that's what I just said for me, but there's a possibility. So yeah, Love Island is here. So I did an emergency love reading because I felt like I needed to, because I keep hearing this Usher thing. California bed is also, yeah, it's cool. So yeah, get ready for those unions. Save up that money. Get those ring sizes, sneaky or not. Hint, hint. There's usually a half size up from her shoe size, and it's usually a half size up from her shoe size, depending on her knuckles and her hand, and it's usually a whole size up in the man's department for his ring. It's usually that way. So pardon him, while not unless he has like fighting hands and he's like always Or he punches things, so his knuckles would be big, so it's the size and a half. Like a whole size and a half. Like if he's a 10, it's like 11 and a half, right? Yeah, something like that. So yes. Oh, I hope you get the union that you want, the kisses and the length and the girth and the width and the what? And the moisture that you need. I'm glad for your unions, and I'll be happy when mine's is in place. Not that I'll tell you. Mind your business. Have a good one. Talk to you later.